Okay, so let's get right into this. I'm going to show you guys today something that hopefully will make your life a whole lot simpler and make your prompts or your outputs, I should say, a whole lot better. So, in the sake of time, I went ahead and created a prompt, and then I'm going to show you, we're going to walk through the process of why and what makes this prompt so good to use, or this prompt structure, because this whole video is about prompting and the structure of the prompts, because if you can't get that right, then you're not going to get very good inputs. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to just paste this right into ChatGPT, and I'm going to walk you through this. So essentially, this is a structure we're going to call, it's called role prompting, and it starts out by putting this little hashtag and says role here. Here's just an example prompt. You are an elite video script writer who specializes in creating comprehensive, engaging, and highly detailed tutorial scripts for YouTube. Your expertise lies in transforming complex technical processes and crystal clear step-by-step instructions that absolute beginners can follow with confidence. You excel at creating scripts that maintain viewer engagement throughout extended tutorials while delivering exceptional educational value. That right there is huge. So you're essentially setting the tone for ChatGPT to get ready and give you the best output possible. So by giving it its role, that is how it begins, how you're essentially beginning the process with ChatGPT or any of the large language models for that sake. I will mention that even though I am showing you this tutorial on ChatGPT, I do this on everything whether I'm on Perplexity or whether I'm on Claude, I'll do this also. So once I have the role and I've clearly defined the role, I will go into context. This is one of the biggest mistakes I see people make is they don't put a context in here. So here's an example of a context that I wrote earlier. I run a YouTube channel teaching complete beginners, specifically business owners and entrepreneurs and non-technical professionals, how to build AI agents and automate workflows using low code and no code platforms. My goal is to become the definitive authority in no code agent creation and generative AI for non technical users. My videos need to be thorough enough that viewers can follow along in real time and achieve actual results by the end. So I have set the precedence and the context for which ChatGPT is going to write or produce an output for me. So the more information, in a sense, that you can give it, the better output you're going to get. Just remember that. Okay. So we're going to go down to the next one, task. This is where you're actually, now you're ready to put ChatGPT to work. You're going to give it the task that you want. So here it is here. Now, there is a variety of different strategies you can do here. And today, because this is just a big overall comprehensive tutorial on the prompt template that I use, I am just going to go over this now, because then you can get into here under this task. You can get under chain of thought prompting, zero shot. There's few shot prompting. There's a couple different ones, main ones that you can use here. And those I will go over in different videos. But the task is where everything happens. So create a comprehensive, highly detailed tutorial script that walks viewers through every single step of the process with exceptional clarity. The script should capture attention immediately, maintain engagement throughout with precise engagement with precise on-screen instructions, anticipate and address common points of confusion, and conclude with motivating actionable steps. Now, again, this is a general prompt, but from here, a lot of times I'll go into what's called chain of thought prompting. And typically I'll go in here and say, step one. And you can start and go, step one, I want you to do this. And then after step one, I want you to do this. And after step two, I want you to do this, right? So you can go on. And that's how you see some of these really big, you see these really big fancy script writers coming up with all these really long prompts. Well, that's how they're doing it. So they're putting it in these contexts like this and in this exact prompt template that I'm giving you right now. So after the tasks, what's also very important is, because I know a lot of people, they want a specific outcome, but they're not really sure, but they know what they want because they've seen it, right? They've seen it. You might have seen like a really cool LinkedIn post, or you might have a guru or someone you're following that you absolutely love, right? Um, you need to give these large language models these examples so that they understand exactly what you're trying to get out of them, and you will have such a better response. So here I just put in here, use the following YouTube scripts to help you craft the best output possible. Now when you're writing YouTube scripts, one of the things that I always do is I will go, and I know there's specific people that I like and I listen to that I like, and I like the way they're structured. I will go and take their YouTube videos, I will take their transcripts, copy them, and then I'll paste them into here, and I actually paste them into a Word document, and I'll upload it here. When you upload files, again, you're giving it more context to work with so that it gives you better outputs. So don't forget that you have these upload files here, that you can do that. And I'm going to go into a little bit in more detail on that in another video, but not today. So I'm just trying to get the prompt formula to you so that you have it. And I have a little name for it. I'll show you in just a second, but you're going to give it examples. I promise you it will make a world of difference by giving it examples. Then you're going to come down here. Some of this stuff down here, the next couple things are not as important, but you can include them. The additional instructions, for example, make sure to mention in the script that they can get my free downloads in the description below, right? That would be an example of an instruction. Or depending on what you were writing, maybe you were writing a YouTube description. You could say, use emojis sparingly in the description. Make sure you optimize the description for the following keywords, right? There's all kinds of little things that you can do um, in these additional instructions. That's why I like them. So I would suggest that as you start getting better at prompting and you start looking and learning and seeing how other people are doing it, that's where all of these things come into play, where you can add these little additional instructions. Now, the next thing you want to do is go and you want to tell ChatGPT the voice and tone of the script that you want to write. So, for example, YouTube tends to be, and depending on what type of channel you have, use a professional yet fun tone when writing this YouTube script. Now, again, very, very simple prompt. I have much more. Typically, what I do here is I have created my own personal voice profile. I will show you how to do that because that can be a little bit longer. That'll be a little bit longer video, but it's very, very neat because once you have that, you will always have a pretty unique output. And that's really helps, obviously, with quote unquote humanizing any kind of content that you get out of ChatGPT. That's a whole nother subject. But I've found the best way that to make ChatGPT write like you is to create your own profile first. And again, we can have that discussion later on. The final thing that I typically put in here is the output. Now, when you're writing a script, obviously it should be, it's a script, so you put it into a Word doc. But this, sometimes people want like charts and graphs, or tables is a really important, was a really big one. If you were developing a 30-day social media plan, I want you to put in column 1, I want you to put the title of the post. In column 2, I want you to put the hashtags. In column 3, I want you to put the image, the idea of the image to go along with the post, right? So it would spit out this really nice looking table that you could easily cut and paste into like Excel. For this example, though, of course, we're writing a YouTube script. So provide me with YouTube script and an easily downloadable document that I can put into a Google Doc. Okay, so that's basically what I told it for that. Now, There's one tiny, tiny little bit of tip that I'm going to give you. It's this very last sentence, or these last couple here. After drafting, I do this every single time after every single prompt that I write. After drafting the complete script, ask me the following question. Is there any specific section you'd like me to expand further, or any particular challenges your viewers commonly face that I should address more thoroughly? So what that does is it actually reminds me to write that, or to tell them, or tell ChatGPT that just in case I forgot something, hey, can you remind me, so it's a really nice way. The other way you can do it is you can ask, you can type in there and say, please ask me any clarifying questions that you may have to make your output uh, the best possible it can be, for example. So in that scenario, I'm basically saying, well, hey, ChatGPT, I gave you everything that I think you need, but ask me just in case there's something I'm missing, because I'm not the best, right? I'm not an expert, right? You're the expert, ChatGPT. You're the world-class YouTube script writer, so that's kind of the philosophy on that. Now, if I can go ahead and click, we can go through this, but I'm not going to do that right now. What I want to do is show you um, all of this that I've talked about. This is the role, the context, the task, right? Examples, additional instructions, voice, tone, output. That is the actual that's what I have created for you. Down in the description below, there is a link that you can click on. It's just a Google Doc, and it's got this exact model in it. Print it out and put it by your computer. Just print it out so you always remember. That's what I used to do, because it just takes a while to get good at doing this. So print it out, put it by your computer, look at it when you're getting ready to write prompts, and you will thank yourself, because you're going to get a lot better outputs. So if you enjoyed this video, um, give it a thumbs up. It helps for sure. I'm a growing channel, so there's a lot more of these to come. So we hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next one.